Hello, my name is Alison King, and I am the Executive Director for Anchor House. Anchor House is an OASAS provider for intensive residential treatment services for men, for women, and their families, and we're located in Brooklyn. Today, I wanted to speak to you from the perspective of one who has been in the field for over 25 years, as well as personal experience. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about addiction and about the pathways to help. One of the things I'd like to start out by saying is statistically, the partnership of drug addiction shows that 23 million people are currently addicted to alcohol and other drugs, and only 1 out of 10 people get the help they need. And that's literally the size of all of Texas, the population of all of Texas. Treatment has changed. Over the last 10 years, treatment has changed tremendously, and more so in this pandemic season. There are various pathways to get help with a substance use disorder, from the person that needs help to the person who loves the person that needs help. Most of people may not be aware that addiction is a traumatic experience for the one using, and addiction is also a traumatic experience for the loved one as well. And family can be defined whether it's your loved one by blood relationship or not. So what I'm trying to say is the person that's addicted to substances is not limited to a homeless, disheveled person. Addiction, as we know, it touches the soccer mom, it touches the electrician, the plumber, the chief executive officer, the senator, and even the president. Trauma today is being incorporated more into treatment to help people, because we often find that people who use substances, it's because of the result of other experiences in their life that cause them to want to alter their state of consciousness. So you can have a person that is experiencing domestic violence, whether it's psychological, emotional, physical. You could have a person that's been bullied, a person that's been incarcerated, a person that's been assaulted on the street. Various different types of abuse or other types of traumatic situations can cause a person to alter their state of consciousness with substances. It could be a person that had surgery and got addicted to medication. Today, there's so many ways that you can get help. And what that means is this, is that there is an intensive outpatient program where you can stay in your home and live in your home. And during the day, maybe 5 days a week, you go to intense treatment as an outpatient. And then there are the persons that may need to leave the home environment and go into a 28-day program where they stay for 28 days. And it's a rigorous, accelerated activities that relate specifically to substance use disorder, whether they are groups, individual sessions, and more. Also, there are halfway houses for folks that have different type of case management services on site, as well as that person being able to go out every day and work. The last area I wanted to talk about was residential treatment. Residential treatment has changed so much today. In the past, we commonly knew residential treatment to be 18 months, 24 months, and more. Today, residential treatment has been broken up to elements. What does that mean? That means that you can go into treatment and say you only need 90 days because you had an EAP case, or you don't have addiction as progressive disease. So you have maybe mild symptoms, and those symptoms are usually assessed during your time of calling a treatment facility, getting an assessment, and on the telephone, they'll be able to tell you where you fall into, what category. What does that mean? That means that you may only, after an assessment, need 90 days of treatment. And maybe after an assessment, you need 16 months of treatment. There is no judgment. And what I'm saying is that everyone is treated individually on case by case basis of what category you fall into. So have an open mind about the pathways that are out there. Also have an open mind that today, with this pandemic season, we now have had telehealth services have been born out of this pandemic. In the past, no one knew, no one thought that, just as I'm speaking to you now, no one ever knew that we can have treatment that way and it would be successful. We've always believed that treatment in person has been the best way. And although it is good and it is great and we should have it, telehealth also fits a population of people that we've never known before. So I hope today that I'm able to leave you with a few things, and that is some statistics about treatment, how treatment is being viewed today. I'm hoping that all the families that are out there or the loved ones that are out there, that you yourself may look at the fact that no, you may not have an addiction, but you've been experiencing trauma because you walked the road with the person that has the addiction. And maybe there may be some telehealth services or supportive services that will help you now that your loved one is getting the help that they need. So I hope I've maybe given you some insight on what you can do. I hope I've given you some insight on how things have changed in addiction. And I hope at the end of the day that you or your loved one has got all the information that you need to make sure that you get the help that you need so you can go forth living a successful and prosperous life. Thank you.